All right, what up? It's Ruben from TGE, and today I want to talk to you about how to boost your trading accuracy today, okay? Because this makes the difference between a 40% return versus a 70% return and sometimes a 150% return, okay? So if you really want to have the maximize your profit, your accuracy is important, and I'm going to teach you how I boosted my accuracy and how I help my students so you can do the same thing and make some more money, right? Okay, so first, before I show you this, and this is going to be part of the example that I'm going to show you, is one of the students here had a win on PDD. He got the trade. He also got a put spread, and he actually netted at 150%. So really awesome, and which actually kind of ties into the trade that I want to talk about today. And I'm gonna take a screenshot of PDD so you can see what I'm talking about accuracy. And you can see that because of the strategy that I'm going to show you, it's the same reason why I have a 50 plus ROI on my year to date performance on my main fund. Okay, so if you're performing anywhere from 40 to 50%, just know that you're really doing something right. Okay. And the way I do this is really, really simple. And I'm going to show you the tools that I use to figure this out. And I'm going to give you a DIY method so you could do the same thing too. All right. Just know that my tool is my tool and I'm a little bit biased about it because I built it and it works really, really well. Okay. So PDD is a trade that we took. We held for about 5 to 6 days, I believe, and now the trade is up to it just hit our target. So when it comes to when I talk about boosting your trading accuracy, it's the stop, it's the entry, and it's the exits. Okay, that means profit taking. Okay, and so what I want to show you today is how to figure this out. Okay, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of the gameplay that I did. Okay. And I will show you also another good example, like probably SMCI or even Archer. Okay. So here it is. Here's how to boost your accuracy with entries. I'm actually going to pull up I'm going to pull up my go-to tool here, which is Gextron. And I'm going to, this is for PDD. Okay. Okay. You can see the first thing to do when you're going to boost your trading accuracy is that you need to figure out the key levels. The key levels are everything when it comes to uh, to first starting a trade. Like you need to know what the playing field looks like. And what I mean by key levels is like support and resistance. Now in Gextron, this is a tool that I use. This takes all the data from the option market and it calculates it and gives it to me in this simple histogram chart where all I have to do is get into the security that I'm looking for, search it up, and then look for tall bars, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Negative bars, positive bars, doesn't matter. They just have to be tall. And you can see here, it's really, really easy. It's like 110. 115 is a pretty big bar, not the biggest now. It used to be big. 120 and even 140. Okay. So what I do next is that I draw those levels. Now, at the time, this is yesterday's data. 115 used to be a little bit taller, and that's actually a really important note, okay? Used to be. It was yesterday. Throughout the day, Gextron is constantly updating. It's receiving all the option premium market as the day market hours are going by. So it's always updating. It's always keeping me up to date with like what is the latest and future projections of support and resistance, okay? And so that's step number one. So we're going to go here to, I'm going to create a steps to boost um, accuracy. Okay. One, find key levels based on Greeks. Okay. This is literally, and the reason I say Greeks, I don't believe in, and I do not use like past historical data. I don't look to the left side of the chart to figure that out. And the reason is because the market is forward looking. The market does not care what happened last week, what happened yesterday, or what happened an hour ago. It only cares about what's going to happen in the future. And the way you can figure that out is by using the Greeks like delta, gamma, vega. And there are math models that you could do that are baked into Gextron, and it's figuring that out for me. So that I don't got to worry about it with Gextron. But if you want to do it manually, good luck, because you're going to have to get the entire option chain for that given security. So get the key levels because it's always forward looking. So that's the number one way to boost your accuracy in trading. Get the key levels based on the Greeks, right? And you can see here that this was yesterday's data, 110, 115, 120. As we reached 115, price actually started to slow down. It doesn't mean that it's going to get rejected. It can, but you can see it's starting to struggle. So it's a level of resistance here, and this is on the hourly time frame too. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5, 6 hours. It's been struggling there, right? Now today, which is these clusters of bars right here, which is July 23rd, it broke above and now it hit this target called EM. EM is my expected move. Now, Gextron tells you, okay, number 2, find expected move, preferably weekly and monthly, okay? And monthly. So now you know like what is a realistic range. Now the expected move, think of it as like a range. It's a range of what is possible for that security to move by a specific expiration date. Okay, so when I got this specific level 120.14, which is it's not 120, it's this right here. Whoops, this is too thick. This level right here, that was given to me by Gextron. Gextron, I've tweaked this for so many years. Maybe not so many years, but for a year. So it's really accurate at figuring out by a specific expiration date. Here is a realistic 70% hit rate that it's going to hit either this top range or this bottom range. Okay. And so what I did, the way I do that with Gextron is really, really simple. I just go to this little calendar tab and I say, I get the last week expiration of that month, for example, of August. Okay, it has about a $14 move to the upside and to the downside on the current price when this snapshot was taken. Okay, so now I have a realistic range of what is possible by the end of August, right? And I can make that gives me my maximized profits. It doesn't mean it can go higher. It can most definitely go up higher. And at that point, that's just the power of supply and demand. Okay. But this is based on implied volatility. And it also takes into consideration theta decay. Okay, so to boost your accuracy, one, find the key levels. Okay. Let me get myself out of here. Find the key levels and find the expected move. I'm going to say this. Find the expected move for max profit, okay, by a specific expiration date. That's really, really important. By expiration date. It gives you a realistic target. And that is how you boost your accuracy in making analysis for targets, okay? That is how I do it. And I'm going to give you another example here of one that it hit and then it went higher than expected. But it did hit the actually, let me just take a screenshot of it now. This is for Archer. I'm going to show you what happened. And typically what happens for the most of the time, it acts like a slingshot. If it does go above it, most of the time it will slingshot back to some wherever the market seems to be fit, right? So this was Archer. We took it a while ago when it was like $10. And you can see here, my target was actually 1232. We actually hit that in like 1, 2, 3, I think in like 6 days as well too. This was a 6-day trade and it hit our target and then it went even higher. You can see it right here. the 1232, and then it hit. This was just the power of supply and demand. But this target hit, and we took our profit there. Okay, it was really just that simple. So whenever we get into a trade, to boost your accuracy in trading, is like you have targets and you hit them and you take majority of your profits or all of them. That way, you, in case it does pull back like it did here, you can either have some runners to capitalize on this upward movement, or if it does fall back and hits your trailing stop loss, it doesn't take a huge hit on your overall P&L for that trade. Okay, so again, going back to this, find the key levels, find the expected move, which is going to be to maximize your profit by expiration date. Okay, now when it comes to entries, how do you enter? How do you boost your accuracy for entries? To maximize your entries, we have, and again, we use Gextron here. We have a pattern here inside the private Telegram group where we look for the first, let's say we want to go bullish, right? We want to go long on PDD. And I'm going to give you an example of how this works. We look for the first green bar, and it has to have at least a minimum of 4 green bars to the right for us to consider that the transition of a bullish sentiment. You can see here on Gextron that it tells you whether it's call dominated or put dominated. And this typically looks for the first. This looks at other Greeks to make this decision, but we also look for this 4 green bar requirement. So, for example, in this case, as of right now, PDD was the P trans level is what we call it, the positive transition to bullish sentiment, is 114. And the reason I say it's 114 and not 110 is because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. This meets the 4 bars requirement from the start. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is now 114. So when I go to my chart here, I have to update this line and I have to make it 114 now. Okay. And so find P trans and N trans. And the reason this is really important is because before I get into a trade, I want to make sure that we are in a bullish sentiment zone, right? That's essentially what I want to do. Okay. Because now I can have more confidence that we're in long. The participants, the market makers, they're going to help push this thing up, and Gextron helps me figure that out. Okay, so at the time of PDD, I alerted this trade out in the private Telegram when it was at 106. Okay, because you can see the line here. I haven't changed it since it was over here. This is where P trans used to be. We got in around this time zone, and we said, okay, I'm going to go long because now the target is 120. You can see here we had some resistance here for a long time here at 110 and 109, which this is updated after a couple of days. And then it hit 115. We took pretty much all of our profits there. I took all of them. I think some of the members are still holding. And then now it hit the target. Okay. By this point, this trade was already a 63%. By now, probably 100%, 120%. Who knows? Because it went inside the money, right? So the next thing that you want to figure out to boost your accuracy, because now what you have here is a map, right? You know where this, like if we just take a look, if we just draw a box, this is essentially what we're doing when, or at least what I'm doing when I am looking for these levels and when I'm drawing it, mapping it out. This is a room, okay? This is a room. And essentially what I'm doing is what I want to do is I want to go from here, this side of the wall to this side of the wall. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. But here's the problem. I don't know if there is a table in there. I don't know if there's a chair here. I don't know if there is maybe a TV. Like we don't know where things are, right? And so what Gextron essentially does, it helps me, like think of it this way, like you're in a dark room, right? If you look to your left and you're trying to use historical past price, it's like walking in a dark room with this objective, but without having anything to like help you see, right? It's going to be hard and you're going to come into problems. With Gextron, the way it helps me boost my trading accuracy and the way I'm able to hit these targets and see how far the distance is and to see what's in the way. Like, is there a table in front of me? Is there something here in front of me? Is that I use Gextron. I use the option premiums. Well, it uses the option premiums and it does its work. And it allows me to have like at least a candle light, like something to like potentially see, right? Pretend this little black fuzz is actually like a little lit fire, and I can kind of just go around and see like, oh, there's a table here. This level here called MR has actually a specific meaning. It's the tallest positive bar. So when price was going towards it, I know that this is going to be the biggest resistance area as of right now. If I look at Gextron right now, it actually changed. It's no longer 110. Now it's 140. Okay. So as price continues to move forward, I just need to be aware that there is a big object that can be a resistance all the way to 140 now. Okay. So that is how I boost my trading accuracy. Like, okay, so find the key levels. That's part of the number one, finding key levels. Okay. So now as for stops, okay, just as it's important to figure out your entries and your exits, stops are really, really important. Stops are really, really simple here. And it's really just as simple as like if we lose P trans, then the trade is invalidated. It's over. Like P trans is the final support. If it loses that, then I'm out. I cannot do anything else about it. Okay. Now, all of this also plays into the reverse. Like if you want to short, instead of you would find the expected move for the bottom range, which you could do with Gextron. You would look for the negative bars to see what levels can be. If you want to short PDD, what levels are below it that are going to get in the way. Okay. And then you would find entrance just the same way we found P trans. It's got to be 4 negative bars, and then it's got to be 4 negative bars on the left side of this chart. So it's 105, 104, 103, and then 102. It's not over here because it's 1, 2, 3, but then we have a huge green bar. In between, now here's another thing. Avoid DSZ. DSZ is what we call drunken sailor area or zone, sorry. The reason we call it the drunken sailor zone, the drunken sailor zone, first of all, is between DSZ is equals between P trans and N trans. Okay, typically in between these levels, you're going to see a lot of sideways movement. The stock will typically move sideways the majority of the time. You can see here, Archer is actually a great example. When it was 10 here, hold on, let me mark this here. 10, when I first found it, this was the level. P-Trans was this 10 level and 950. You can see here that it's just kind of moving sideways, right? It couldn't break out to the top side. It tried, it got back, and then just stuck there for a long time. But finally, when it sat above price action, closed above it, then it could start moving to the upside, right? So you just want to avoid this zone. This is a no good zone. Avoid the drunken sailor zone, which is between P-Trans and N-Trans. All right. Now, part of boosting your trading accuracy is also how do you trade, like how to pick the right option contract. You need to pick the right option contract so you can boost your trading accuracy and essentially make a lot of money in the market. If you're just doing your analysis, that's awesome. But if you don't know how to pick the right contract, you're gonna do yourself some the disservice there. So, how to pick the right option contract. This is really simple. Okay. There's actually a couple of videos that I've made multiple videos on how to pick the right strike and the right expiration. I'll do like a TLDR here because I have videos there that you could probably just look up on YouTube. And this is really, really simple. One, pick a strike delta. I'm gonna just TLDR. Okay. delta between 0.48 to 0.25 at the minimum. This has the biggest probability. Now, when it comes to picking expiration, okay, if you're trading stock, you don't really have to worry about this. You just buy the shares and move on with your life, right? You just wait to see until it gets invalidated. When it comes to picking an expiration for options, you want to like here's like the simple way that I like to think about it. It's a simple framework. It's like if I'm looking at the daily time frame, I just pick 30 to 60 days out. Give myself some time for it to play out. If it's the weekly, I'll do between 60 to let's say 60 to 120 days DTE. And if I'm looking at a monthly time frame, like for example MU, which I'll show you here in a second, I will do a leap contract. I will give myself 365 days so I can let this play out. Let me show you an example of MU. Let me take a screenshot here. Right now, it's had a huge pullback, and I'm actually going to show you what I mean by, again, the same thing. What I'm going to show you about MU has not changed here. I'm going to show is 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to see the same thing that I've been talking about. All right. Here we go. Okay. So first, here's MU. I haven't updated the key levels here for a while, but I did mark something here that I want you to see. QEM. Every stock moves in quarterly moves, pretty much until earnings season, right? That's how stocks move. And then you can see here right now, I have my levels here that I marked a long time ago. As soon as we lost P-trans level here, the stock has been going down. And I actually have a quarterly expected bottom of $100, which again, I get from Gextron here. I don't have to do any work. Gextron does all of it for me. It automates it for me as the market's going by. So that's awesome. I really just have to I just shop. When the market's open, I just shop. I don't have to prep for a lot of stuff. I just I want to see what Celsius is doing. I hop on, see what's going on. Awesome, I'm going to buy. Or just wait, right? So here's the accuracy, right? And more than likely, it's going to head over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. This is on the daily time frame. I'll show you the monthly time frame. I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to try and take it for the next quarterly expected move, which Gextron will give me an updated version, okay? Now, let me take a screenshot of the monthly time frame here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here is MU. Okay, MU has been definitely broke out, right? What I'm trying to do with MU, especially because the deltas are telling me as well, is that we're gonna see probably like 170, 180 by the end of the year, more than likely. As of right now, it's pulling back, which is perfectly normal. It had a massive, from the all-time lows of $60, $50, it ran all the way to $120 or something like that, right? 130. So big move for 3 months, right? So now all I have to do is that all I'm doing now to capture the rest of this movement is that I'm going to be getting a leap contract when we reclaim P-trans. That's it. It doesn't get harder than that. We know it's bullish. We know that the stock is really good. It's going to do well in earnings because they've even said themselves they're out of inventory. So that's a good problem. All I have to do is just wait for this to bottom out, cross above, not traded between, not in the drunken sailor zone, but just wait until it crosses P-trans. That's it. I get into a leap contract and then I swing it. All right. That's how I boost my trading accuracy. That's how I'm able to get 52%. This is July 22nd. Right now, I'm up another almost 2% on my portfolio. This is going to go to probably 54, 55, 56. I mean, I got the trades ready. This is just FYI. You're doing really well if you get like 40 to 70%. I'm going to say 70%. 70 is like really, really good. 40, you're really good. You're good. I'm gonna say pro level. Okay, 70, you're practically a unicorn. I may be able to get to 70 this year. I have a couple trades that I'm in that I'm really excited for. All right, that's it. That's how you boost your trading accuracy. That's how I do it. That's how all the members do it. That's how Rodney's able to get winners like that are 150%. If you want to trade with me and my team, I'll put a link in there. If you want to test out Gextron, join the community, send me a DM to check it out, and we'll book a call. Besides that, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you. Peace.